Hello and welcome. Today we're going to take a look at the Lego store in Fairview Mall. Now, hopefully I got that right. Surely you correct me if I got it wrong and then I just change the title, but I'm not changing the audio. So there's lots and lots of different bits and pieces to have a look at in here. And there is also a huge Lego store playlist available. So if you're into this kind of thing, hunt it down. We've got lots of them from Canada, lots of them from Dubai now, and all other places around the world like Denmark and London and all those kind of things as well, from the Legolands and the normal Lego stores. So while I was over in Canada, I managed to get a couple of different Lego stores filmed. I think I got 4 of them done, and each shop had completely different kinds of stock. But you can see the Concorde was selling quite well, actually. I think they sold 1 or 2 when I was there at the time. I really did like the display that they had for the 4x4 with the cardboard cutouts and things like that. And you can see all of the big sort of NASA bits, and you've got the Camaro, and then you've got the NES, and then I think you've got all of the Super Mario bits and pieces, actually. You've got all of them on top of each other. So this store is obviously got a slightly yellow tinge to it. It's not actually the camera. It's because they do have, I think, a really, really oversized Lego brick above our head. And it seems to be thicker than some of the other Lego stores. That's why it does come through a little bit yellow in places. But at the other store that has already been uploaded, that had brand new lighting and it was crystal clear and white. And I do believe they also had a brand new Lego sign at the front as well. So the difference is with this one, they had the older style cubes in, which I still really, really like, but they've got loads of them in. So it seems to be a lot of the stores in Canada, they have a lot of different bits and pieces with regards to what is on show, which is always really nice to see. And also what else is really nice to see is this. Now, I did not realize how big this thing was. First time I kind of seen it built actually over in Canada, and then in one of the other stores, it was directly beside the Disney Castle, and it was height for height. It was like for like with regards to just how high it was. I think it looks beautiful. So very, very tempted at some point to try and pick that up, but like everything else, it's just cost and money. But I think it'll be this store actually. So this would be the store that I would have saw at first, because this is the first one that went to, and seeing it just side by side was incredible. Loads and loads of Dream stuff out and about as well. So you can see the Lego Dreams, all of that's dotted all over the place. I don't know if they had all of the sets out, because in the UK they have everything with huge amount to pick from, but that is all the first time I've seen that little village, because that is exclusive to the Lego store, whereas all of the other little bits and pieces are available in all our local toy shops. So I think it's slightly different over in the States and in Canada. Now, another good thing, they had a fantastic pab war here. They had loads and loads of different bits and pieces to pick from. You can see the Concorde, I think, looks brilliant. It's something I really would actually like to pick up and have it off the ceiling. I know that's got bad news written all over it, which is just going to smash all the other sets, but I think it does look very, very effective, and people were walking out with that quite quickly. But you can see at the background, which we will have a look at sooner rather than later, just how big the pad ball was. But you can see what I mean about the lights up top and just how dark the middle part of the brick is. So if you've never looked at the ceilings before at Lego Store, it's one big giant brick, and the lights are the connection system underneath. So it's the interlocking bit, and they've got the sort of the ring around it, and that's how they produce the light. But it just seemed to be a rather random sort of tinge to it. Anyway, loads and loads of minifigures to pick from. They had all the Halloween ones out at the time, and they did have Halloween packs made up, ready to just for you to pick up and do whatever it is that you wanted to do with, which I always find it much, much easier. Or even if they just randomly make a load of 3-packs up with all the special parts in, I'll end up picking those up rather than rummaging through. But I know loads of people do love that. Now, at the time of this being filmed, this was the giveaway purchase, and also you had the Disney purchase out and about that had returned, well, re-returned again. So that was where you had to spend a certain amount on Disney products only to be able to get that. But you can see they've got a good selection of all of the brick heads. You've got the Happy Birthday cake in there, and again, you've got plenty of different bits and pieces for Halloween. Good selection of Star Wars stuff in the cabinets. You can see you've got all the dioramas in there. You've got some of the X-Wing UCS sets. You've got the Cantina. You've got plenty of 4+. And again, you've got loads and loads of different bits and pieces on display. So I like how they've actually put the dioramas together and put them in that cabinet. Then you've got Chewie. So if you're a fan of that, then obviously let us know. And you've got R2-D2 just beside. All the advent calendars were making a comeback at this point. So they were all out and about in the store somewhere. I did film everything in this store, but I might miss something while I'm speaking. So you might have to be looking at somewhere else as I'm talking. But again, they've got some huge sets on display, and I do like how they've got this on display. This is how, if I ever had it, this is what I would do with it. I'd take it out, have that side open, and that's my motion simulator ride for my theme park sorted and done. But we'll see if the Death Star returns first. You got all the Technic stuff, big selection of Technic, which is really nice. So you got all of the bits and pieces going across the top, some huge sets available in here, and all the motorbikes were available as well. As you can see, you got both of them side by side. Then you got the planes, and then you got the F1 car. You've got the NASCAR, then you've got the big crane that it dotted in a slightly different place. I still can't get over just how girthy that box is. Then you've got all the smaller sets, and then you've got the stunt bits and pieces. And then up from that, you've almost got this kind of like Bigfoot style monster truck racing ones. Lots of Speed Champion cards available. Some stores, they are like gold dust, so you can't really pick them up. But they had a good selection of those. They had those individual and the 2-packs as well, so you can see them. Some of them are a little bit thin because obviously some are more popular than others. And then as we come up, you've got all the Jurassic Park bits and pieces. So if you are a big fan of the Jurassic Park, again, really nice to see all of these built up. Price point of some of them aren't too bad, and obviously with the pound to the Canadian dollar, it was even better in my favour. I just couldn't bring anything home with me, so we obviously didn't have enough space in the suitcase. You got all the Indiana Jones stuff, that looks really smart. 3-in-1 and the Lego Classic stuff and the Lego Creator, so all the sort of the bright yellow boxes all side by side. I think that was a really nice touch, then putting all of those so close together, and then just having them all on display underneath, so you know what you're buying, you know what you're going to build. I think it just looks nice. And then you've got the 2-packs, you've got the big 3-in-1 bits down at the very bottom. Then you just got the classic bricks, and then this is the pad wall. Now it's a good size. There are some good bits and pieces in there. Now that middle hub where it's black, that is all about a pumpkin. So what you can do is there'll be an instruction on the side. You can just pick all the elements that you want to make an oversized pumpkin. Now talking of oversized, obviously we just start with the shadow box and working our way down. I was looking at that more and more after watching a lot of Batman films and the Flash film on the actual airplane. I really do want that set now. I think there's some really nice things I can add into my own theme park. I just don't know how bright it's going to be. And then you've got all of the other little bits and pieces up at the top. So you've got the Venomized group, which is a newer one of the two. I think it looks quite smart. Again, I said this a couple of times now. I can't believe how small that head is with the amount of minifigures that you get with it. And the price point, I think, is very good. Good selection of cars. And then you obviously got all the Guardians of the Galaxy ships. And then you have got some of the action figure style and the mechs all nice and close to each other. So they've got a full selection of both on those, I think. And then underneath that, they've got the 4+ sets. And then you've got the Duplo stuff. So they are very well kitted out for Marvel and DC in this store. And then coming around, you then got all the Harry Potter bits and pieces. You can see in the display cabinets, you've got the Harry Potter, and then you've got a random haunted house as well. So obviously it's all, I was about to say it's all Disney related, but the Harry Potter isn't Disney related, but they put a mashup of stuff. I'm assuming what they've done is they put all the Halloween sets together. That's what they've tried to do, isn't it? So they put all of those together because I think the Hocus Pocus set would work perfectly as a shop in a horror display. So again, it's getting very costly. I keep coming up with all these ideas and I never ever buy anything. So you've got more of the Dream stuff. So they were in a different section, as was that. So they weren't on the display at the start, so they did have a good bit. So you can see the Dreams to the right hand side, and then you've got the Lego City stuff to the left. I know I'm quick in places. Don't forget it's an active shop with lots and lots of people walking around. So I just want to get as much as I can, as quick as I can, and then if need be, you're just going to have to pause it or just rewind it to recatch something. If you are a local to Canada and you know which store this is, have you been to it, or do you prefer some of the other stores? I think all of the stores actually are very well kitted out. They've all got completely different size pad walls, and they have got completely different stock in them, and the layout of them and how the store flows as well with regards to what's in the middle of the stores. It's very surprising how they've all got their own take on it, and the square footage of all the stores as well, again, massively different. So it was really nice to see all of them, and I think again this store has a huge amount of bits and pieces on display. So if you just wanted to see the sets built up, it's worth just sticking your head in for 5 minutes so you get a better understanding of what you're going to be spending your money on. And for $129, that is what you're going to be getting with that camera. And you had all the exclusive minifigures at the front. Then behind that, obviously, you've got the up house, as you can see. And then as we're coming through, you've got the 4+, and then you've got some more of the Duplo, and I think there's some friends around there with the Disney princesses and things like that. So again, you are very much spoiled for choice. But we are slowly starting to run out of time. So if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. We've got about 2 minutes left. So again, let us know in the comments below which you like. If you picked up one of these, for example, if you picked up one of the little Lego stores with the amazing little pad wall that you can see on the right hand side, sort of like a little modular bit with the open back. You've got all these postcards that are available under the Lego Creator range as well. So you've got loads and loads of those to pick up. And then Going back to the bigger boxes, I think that I might have missed at the start. I know we had a quick pan up of all of those, but I think coming over to this side, there might have been one or two more that I missed. So I just wanted to make sure that I got absolutely everything in, because you've got quite a lot to soak in and take in. So you can see that you've got the castle, you've got the Rivendell, you've got the football pitch, you've got the Pac-Man, and then there are some more sets above that. So you've got the Pirate, obviously the new Viking set is out now. Home Alone, that is definitely on the list for my Christmas display this year. Architecture sets, both of those side by side in there looked beautiful, as did the lighthouse as well. And then this is another pan round just to make sure I didn't miss any of the Friends stuff or any of the Duplo, the Disney. So there's just a little bit of as soon as I've got a little bit of space and room, I'll just try and stand out a little bit further, just so we don't miss anything. And then you got another display of Dreams where you can actually build some bits and pieces. I would imagine that would have been a challenge. So that said just build and compare. Now they did have some of the Marvel in there. I was amazed by how many stores still had all of these. Look how many Disney ones they've got left. They cannot get these over in the UK. They sold out very, very quickly. So maybe they're just not as popular over in Canada. Big selection of key rings now. So you can see you got all of those. You got Winnie the Pooh, you got Eeyore. You got all of the other little ones down at the bottom. I think there's a duck, there's a chili. You got all the different Lego bricks. And obviously, depending if you go into a Lego land, you can actually get custom Lego bricks engraved with your name on them if you want to. And then that's why we had to look at the postcards. And then on the other side, this is where you got all the brick heads. You got the Lord of the Rings, and then you got some other Disney bits and pieces. And obviously, you would need to add them together to be able to get that giveaway purchase if you really wanted it. But there's the Hocus Pocus, plenty of those. That's the first time I think I've actually seen the micro scale Hogwarts. So I think it looks smart. I think it's at a fair price point as well. Because don't forget, you are paying for a license with all of those kind of things. And talking of fair price points, the Ninjago, I think they are very well priced, and there's a huge amount here. Now, again, with this store, they did not have any of the Monkey Kid. But you can see there, look, you've got the Brick or Treat logo on. So they will be doing more and more bits and pieces close to Christmas. What I did like, you're going to have to rewind that, is Dobby holding the Wolverine claw. Somebody had made a custom claw in much smaller scale. So I don't know if they've just stolen that from the actual Wolverine figure itself, or they've just customized it, which I think it did look very, very smart. But guys, we are really now starting to run out of time. We've got less than about 30 seconds left. So again, comments below. Let us know what you want. Let us know what's on your wish list. Let us know what you do not care about whatsoever. Are you going to be calming down, moving on into the 2024 year and further afield? Or have you only just started your collection? Let us know. We'd always like to hear from you, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-da.